I am David Longwater, your master of ceremonies for the afternoon, and I would like to welcome everybody. We've got a full house in here. Is everybody excited? Have we done a lot of shopping? A little bit of shopping. Who's bought some toys? All right. Well, we've got a special panel here for you. So this is going to be a reunion of some old friends here on the iCCCon stage. And we're very excited to have them. But first, let me introduce their panel host, Star Wars artist and panel host extraordinaire, Kevin Lyle.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Welcome back, Kevin.
Hey, how's the show going for you?
The show's going excellent.
So we were just
has everyone, the folks that have been in here, have you been enjoying the show?
Has it not been awesome? And we were just saying a couple minutes ago backstage about all the people that work here, the great people that work at iCCC. You and I have the best job.
We do have the best job, and I think everyone is jealous.
Yeah, did you see them looking at you at dinner last night?
They always look at me at dinner like that.
But thank you very much for...
I would like to point out, as well, I mentioned Star Wars artist. That's the art of Kevin.
That's
Lyle.
me. That's me right up there, yeah. It's in the hotel lobby, too, on the floor. I don't know how they did it. It took me 20 minutes to find out where the light was coming from.
It's the Force.
It's the Force. It's a hologram. It's a hologram.
It's a hologram, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go, because nobody wants to see me anymore. I'm going to turn the things over to Kevin Lyle. You folks have fun. We'll see you later.
All right, this is going to be a great panel. I am so fantastically excited to see them. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring them on out. Miss Ashley Eckstein.
Oh, hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, thank you. Good to see you.
And
Hi.
an extremely well-dressed man, Mr. James Arnold Taylor. And here's a new one. I haven't even ever spoken to him before, Mr. Matt Lanter. Anakin Skywalker.
Yes, hey guys. Hey.
I should have met you backstage. I'm excited. Oh, man. Where do you want me? Here? And last but not least, the Duchess herself, Miss Anna Graves.
I'll stand here. Yay!
Do you want lower chairs?
No, I'm good. What do you guys want?
Oh, he likes to have the high ground, you know.
Oh, pa-dum-bum.
That's a good one.
I hate you.
I loved you like a brother. You poop.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
So how you guys all doing?
Fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah,
Look at all
this
of
is
you.
incredible.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
is
gosh,
like
look
the
at
biggest crowd.
everyone.
You got people standing outside the store.
Wow. I feel so important.
But so we're gonna do obviously we're gonna do a nice interview. But James and I we talked before the panel.
Yes.
And I was up at a gun shop in Maine for all places, and they're selling Star Wars Mad Libs.
Oh, I have
So-
those. They're great.
Okay, so periodically throughout the interview, I'm going to be asking you questions from the Mad Libs.
Oh,
What kind of
okay.
you know how it goes? You pick a word.
Yes.
And then at the end, if it's okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to read it for us.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually
love
this is a
that.
Mad Lib.
We should get
4.
Anthony Daniels to come in and read it, shouldn't we? No.
I don't know if we have this one actually has. They have Ian McDiarmid. They have the Emperor one, but I was too scared to ask him at the interview.
Yeah, no.
I just could not do that.
He's a good
But we
guy.
do have Obi-Wan one. But
All right.
we'll get to that later.
Kevin, do
on.
you like my shirt?
I do like your shirt.
Yeah.
Could you tell everybody where you bought it? Actually, I gave it to you.
That's a Kevin Lyle exclusive right there. Look at that. Now, you have a booth here, yes?
Yeah, Norse Legion. We're in the main room.
Pretty good, huh? All right,
And
sorry, guys.
Mike Haven's going to cheer my ear off for
Yeah,
this.
sorry about
for you
that.
bringing
Sorry,
that up.
Ashley, I'm plugging some other clothing line here.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay,
I
Jen.
have her universe for the whole weekend. Just not right
Yes.
now. Yesterday
Speaking
and
of-
today, and tomorrow.
Yes.
Speaking of her universe, I love the hair.
Oh, thank
That is
you.
just- I mean, I know
thank
it's
you.
not-
Sadly, we don't sell this.
But I was talking. I mean, speaking of the style and stuff that you're so
Thank
stylish.
you. But the shirt I'm wearing is sold on Shop Disney, and at Disney right now, it's Skywalker Academy. And if you remember, in the final season, the girls, Trace and Rafa, asked Ahsoka where she went to school, and she made up this school on the spot, Skywalker Academy, and I wanted it to be a real place. So we created an entire collection for this fake school.
Excellent.
You are
Excellent.
awesome.
Do textbooks and book bags and book bag would be good.
That would be good. That would be good. And I
Class
mean, this is
rings.
the headmaster right here.
And how was it being?
That's worrisome.
And Matt, how was it being
Yes,
the
it
head
is.
of the Skywalker Academy, so to speak?
Yeah, I have a lot of knowledge to bestow, so it's good.
Well, no, just generally speaking, we'll start with you. As far as how'd you get the part for Anakin? How'd you get involved in the Clone Wars?
It was just an audition for me. I had a an agent saying, "You want to go out for an audition? It's a Star Wars thing." Didn't know anything about it. They told me it was a character called Deke Starkiller. And,
they lied to you.
They lied. Yeah, Lucasfilm lied. Yeah.
But you knew it was Lucasfilm.
Yes, I knew it was a Star Wars thing. But I went in. Dave was there. Catherine Winder at the time was there. And Dave told me to do my best Luke and Han kind of together.
And gives it away a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, a little bit. I gotta say though, I wasn't a massive Star Wars fan. I mean, I'd seen the movies casually. I liked them, but I wasn't a fan. Yeah, I know.
Easy. Yeah. Not the room to say that, Anakin.
And Star Wars collecting. Ugh, who does that?
It's been some time, so I'm definitely deep in the geekdom now.
He's become a big fan now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you like it now?
Yes, I like it now. Yes.
Okay.
He liked it before. He just wasn't as big of a fan. That's all, right?
The paychecks
listen, it helped me because after I got the gig, they told me it was Anakin, and one of the main characters of the story. We went to Skywalker Ranch, met with George in his office, but this helped me because I wasn't this uber fan at this point, and so I was able to have a conversation with George like a normal human being. So it was kind of nice. So we talked about Anakin and kind of how he was going to be portrayed in the Clone Wars, and that's how it started.
All right. Can you think of a plural noun?
Arms. Everybody's already laughing. This is going to be great.
So Anna, you
I
have
should have gone with legs, actually.
Did something drop? Did we lose
It was
something?
my water. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yes,
We've
the bottle
got lots of
fainted.
those.
Hanging.
So I was looking over your IMDb. You have a huge list of different credits you had. I wonder if you
Thank
had a
you,
favorite
Kevin.
one. We'll talk about Star Wars later.
Okay.
So a favorite one that's not Star Wars, but then we'll get into the Duchess.
Yeah, I've been a voice actor for many years, and I moved out to Los Angeles from Memphis, so I'm so glad to be back in Tennessee. But I didn't know what kind of actor I wanted to be, and I happened to be working at a movie advertising company that made trailers for movies, and I was doing theater at night and taking acting classes, and all the trailer guys would come in, and I would see them go in and do their "In a World, rated R," and I was like, that's amazing. I used to want to do that. I used to cut my own fake radio spots when I was a kid. So I did. I became a voice actor, and I told them when I went in to my agency, I said, I want to do everything. I want to do animation and video games. I want to do commercials, promos, live announce. Welcome to the 2012 VMA Awards. Like all that stuff, right? So I've done that. I've done those things, and this was just an audition for me, like an actor audition. And Sue Blue auditioned me at LA Studios, where we recorded all the episodes. And it was an audition for Duchess Satine. And it said regal, sort of Kate Blanchett. So there was a film called Elizabeth that came out in 1997, I think, with Kate Blanchett. And I remember that. I am no man's Elizabeth, right? She's very, very tough and very regal and just fantastic character. So I went in and I did my best Kate Blanchett, and I booked the role, which I thought was going to be for one episode. But I will tell you, and it was just so great. I came in and I met you guys, and I was like, this is amazing. And it was a dream come true, and I was pinching myself leaving the session. So then to get called back again, I was like, oh, did I do something wrong? What happened? Dave Filoni was like, thank you so much for coming back. I was thinking about not doing it. He said, George liked your character, the Duchess Satine, so much, and he really wants to expand upon the story, not just with you and Obi-Wan and how that relationship is, but with Mandalore and their history and this transition that they're going through with her trying to have this neutral system in a culture that is based in war. And I was just like, okay. I'm here for you, Dave.
Yes, please.
And then I was lucky enough to work on the show for many years as different characters. I could talk about Clone Wars all day. It's
You're a Jedi.
I got nothing else to do. I
think
got
that's
people
why
looking
we're
at my
here,
booth.
right?
I'm good. I
I would just like to talk about the Emperor back here. That's really freaking
The
me
Emperor
out.
is just watching us.
I thought you were
very,
fake.
very ominous from my perspective.
Yes, Skywalker.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, now I'm going to be staring at him all the time. He's gonna be...
Thanks,
Stop.
Matt.
But James, talk about that. One thing that I've always seen with voice actors, a lot of time they're alone in a booth, but you guys, and you guys can all talk about this, you guys did it almost like as an ensemble together.
Yeah, it was done. So animation is sometimes done as an ensemble, but with the Clone Wars, we were always together, kind of like an old-time radio play, reading together, and we got to work off of each other, which really made it fantastic. It made us the family that we are today, I think, because we were able to just play off of those things, and it gave old Obi-Wan and Anakin those moments together. You know, we could kind of work off of those together, too. So what we would be is like in a half circle, and we would all be in this giant booth at LA Studios, and we would record. And Cameron, our engineer, was always there, quick to record every little thing, including little laughs and things that we did. Uh-oh. And then he'd play them back at us, and so it was
like
always
5 years later.
Yeah,
it's like still
Thanks
on.
so much for recording that, Cameron. But no, so yeah, we loved recording together. And then when guest stars came in, we always got to work with folks too. Then.
Well, one thing that I wish we would have filmed and recorded, which we didn't, sadly, is before every single episode, Dave would come in and give us like a 30-minute
talk about Star Wars
of each episode. And, I was a Star Wars fan before, but I became a fan after that because I feel like I was taught by Dave Filoni with all the backstory.
I feel like we really got a sense of the storytelling and how Star Wars storytelling is kind of a unique thing. And we probably learned a lot from Dave, just like Dave learned from George. And it was kind of cool to see him, doing that.
And it
Pass on what you have learned.
It wasn't just the character work, too, because as actors, you're coming in and you're saying, well, how am I feeling about this? What is my point of view? What is my attitude towards Obi-Wan at this point? Am I upset?
You love him. You love him.
So it wasn't just that. It was, like you said, it was the storytelling. And then, because the first couple of episodes I worked on, I was like, oh, okay, get in, get out. But then I relaxed into it, and I was like, oh, this is okay. It's okay to ask questions.
It was an environment where you could stay and you could do. Yeah, and Dave would show
talk
pictures.
About lore.
Here's your character. If it was a guest star, he'd show them photos of their picture, drawings of them and stuff, and really talk about it. But yeah.
And you did it a long time in advance, right? You were like almost a year ahead, right?
We were 2 years ahead.
2 years.
Right?
Yeah, we've been working on the show since 2006. So we've been doing Clone Wars, Star Wars just in general for 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter was just born in 2005 when we got back from China. We adopted her, and that's when I first met Dave that same week. And she's now 17. She's right there. But so yeah, she's grown up with Clone Wars. But yeah, it's been a long haul.
Yeah, it was
smattering of a golf clap for you, Lydia. Yes. Daddy got you a golf clap.
And Anna, can you give me a verb?
A verb.
A verb.
Wielding. What? This is Star Wars verb.
I'd have to ask my daughter, what's a verb?
Doesn't work.
I'm looking down on the list, and I just like how well that fits in there. You're going to find out.
Oh, good. I told you I have that book. I kind of cheated.
Oh, you did?
I do. I haven't done that in years. It's sitting in a drawer. Like, you know how Mad Libs get filled out, and then you open it, and you're like, I should throw this away. Oh, but it was so cute. And my son was 4 when he came up with that word. And then they get older and they add inappropriate words. And you're like, you can't throw them away. It's like a little Mad Libs journal of the past.
Okay. Well, moving right along. So the fight with Maul. Got to talk about that. Got to talk. It's one of my favorite episodes ever.
Yes. Your vision is flawed.
Oh, my God. You do a great job of that.
She sounds just like her.
I've practiced
You're as
Ahsoka
good as
a
him.
time or two. That fight is amazing. What did you all like the Siege of Mandalore? Yes. I think that fight will go down as one of the best fights in Star Wars. Truly, even me, because we don't get to see the episodes when we record. They do the animation after we record, so we read the notes in the script, but you have no idea how epic it's going to be until you see it. And so it wasn't until the episodes came out that I watched it and I was like, whoa, that's what she was doing. So it's incredible.
Okay, cool. And then I want to get back to you about Obi-Wan and Satine. I wanted to get your personal opinion.
She's not my girlfriend.
Yes, she is.
I don't know if you're allowed to answer this or not, but in your opinion, not as an opinion as an employee of Lucasfilm, but in James's opinion, do you think he loved her?
Oh, absolutely, without question.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Right? You would have
And
quit the
Matt-
Jedi Order for her.
Matt, do you think Anakin knew?
I think he was too
he made
caught up
jokes.
with what he was doing. He's a little too self-centered. You know, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but he's a little self-centered, so I'm not sure he knew.
But I think Ahsoka knew about Anakin and Padme.
But do you think Ahsoka knew about Obi-Wan and the Duchess?
I'm sure she did. I mean,
Ahsoka
Ahsoka's
knows
like
everything.
that little sister who's always listening and always watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she is, you know, the other thing that Ashley has said, and I totally agree, is that Ahsoka is all of us. She is every fan. She is everybody watching. She is the character that we can all relate to. That's why she's my favorite character because of that. Yeah, I've always said that.
A lot of people. She's a
Yeah.
very character. I was amazed at
pretty
how
awesome.
quickly the movie came out in 2008 in August. There was some backlash, and I have to admit, even myself, I was like, "Who's this girl? I don't get it." And it came out in August, so by November there was Ahsoka for President signs up. I mean, everybody just loved her.
I signed a thing today. There was a picture that somebody brought in, and it was an old one from the first season. And it was like Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda and all that. And then Ahsoka was down in the bottom by the little hologram, the little Star Wars. And I'm like, boy, they didn't know, did they? They didn't know what was coming, man.
Well, I don't think this is too much of a secret, and I don't want to speak specifically for the Clone Wars things, but back when Clone Wars came out, there was the belief that if a girl character was front and center, that the product wouldn't sell. And so if you notice in some of the original Clone Wars items, Ahsoka either isn't on it, or she is very small, or she's in the back, because it was traditional that female characters wouldn't sell on product. And so it is amazing to see over the years as she got more popular how she slowly started to come to the foreground because they realized like, oh, wait, people like this character.
Yeah, and of course her universe kind of came from that.
The actor that portrayed her hasn't hurt either, though. So that's actually, I think, added quite a bit to it, yes.
Thank you.
And then so my absolute favorite episode of Clone Wars is Lawless, which coincidentally you happened to be in. That was your last episode. But
Yeah,
I just thought it was
it
such
was.
it was such an
Well,
action-packed.
last episode is that character.
yes.
Thank goodness he brought me back for more characters to kill later on. But
Nice.
yes, that became my joke with Dave Filoni. I was like, "What did you bring me in to kill me today? Who's dying? Who's dying?" So it was kind of our joke, but I love that. I was like, "Dude, you can call me in as long as you want."
Okay, real quickly, I need 3 plural plural nouns. I'm not a voice actor, so just go with it. But starting with you, I need 3 of them. So 1, 2, and 3.
Plural noun, noses.
Body parts today.
Ashley,
That makes it more fun.
It does.
Chickens.
feel free to do a 1-syllable word as I write these things down.
Cheeses.
So difficult.
So Matt, do you have a favorite episode?
I always say the Mortis arc is one of my favorite. Yeah. And I just love that arc because to the time it was so different than what we had seen prior. It was so cerebral and it just dealt with the whole mythos of the Force. And I thought that was really cool. And we got to, of course, for Anakin, it was a highly emotional episode. He was finding out things and having visions that were, are they true? Am I to become this horrible thing? And it was kind of a weird cluster of episodes that, as viewers were kind of like, did it happen? Was it a dream? Like, what did we just see? But I kind of liked it because it was weird.
Yeah, because I remember Dave Filoni was on Rebel Force Radio about a week or two before this episode came out, and he says, "You're going to want to call me in about 2 weeks when you see what's coming." We're all like, "Why? What's going to happen?" And that was a great episode. Yeah. Episodes, the arc itself.
Yeah.
And little Liam Neeson doesn't hurt, right?
That's right. Yes, we were not in the room together. That's a question I get a lot. No, we weren't. But and do you all think it was a dream, or do you think? How many people think it was a dream? The Mortis arc. No. So how many people think it was real? Okay. See, that's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Well, I think it happened. The question is, remember, because Shmi Skywalker, it was determined, was not Shmi Skywalker. It was actually the son.
Right.
So the question is, was that really
And
Qui-Gon,
you know
or
that-
was that also the son?
I'm
Or
sorry.
the daughter?
That also is the one story arc where Sam Witwer corrected Dave Filoni.
Ooh.
Remember that?
Well, that's when he earned Dave's respect because,
That's right.
you know, Dave is like the ultimate kind of, and I don't say this, you know, to be rude, but like know-it-all with
He's a
Star Wars.
nerd.
Well, because he
And
does know it all.
He does
Star
know it all,
Wars.
so that's why I'm like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Sam Witwer corrected him. And I could see the expression change on Dave's face. It was like the realization of like,
Hat came down.
oh my gosh, he's right. And then he instantly earned Dave's respect. It was awesome.
So Anakin has this speech, and he's talking to his mother, and he says, he's talking about Padme, and he says, you would really like her. Well, they met, right? So Sam says, and we were, okay, that's good. Dave's like, that's great, let's go on. He's like, wait. I'm sorry. And Sam was brand new. There was no Darth Maul yet or anything. And so he's like, they met. They already met. Long pause. Everybody's like, ooh, you know. And he was right. Yeah.
And you know what? Sam is so great. I have to go back, Kevin, because you mentioned the Lawless. He wasn't there the day that we recorded that episode, so I had all of, you know, everybody who was in the episode except Sam. So the wonderful Corey Burton played opposite me as Darth Maul during the scene. I'm assuming everybody knows what happens, right? We can talk about it? Okay. The death scene. I'm sorry to spoil it for you, James. James didn't know. And
I
now
did
I
not
remember
know.
that you didn't know. You walked up to me after we got our scripts, we got there, and he said, "Did you know?" And I said, I knew, because Dave had for months been telling me that they were going to kill my character, but they didn't know how yet. And we had joked, like we were talking about, that it was going to be on the steps, and it was going to be like an Untouchables epic scene, and it was going to be politically based, and it was going to be, or it was going to be Death Watch. Who was it going to be? So then the day came where he finally said, we know how we're going to do it. We know how we're going to kill Duchess Satine. And I said, how? And my heart dropped. And he said, well, Darth Maul is going to take revenge on Obi-Wan, and he's going to murder her. And I said, Dave, Darth Maul is dead. I saw him get chopped in half in
So did
episode
I.
1, and he goes, oh, yeah, we're going to bring him back. And so that's how I found out. So then they had this wonderful, you know, Darth Maul is back on the Clone Wars trailer months later, and everybody was like, are you kidding me? That's amazing. And I was like, this is terrible. I said, did you bring him back just to kill me? He was like, kind of.
I mean, if you're gonna get killed, though, I mean, Darth Maul's a pretty good.
It was amazing. So he wasn't there the day that we recorded it. So I finally met Sam at the 30th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It was an awesome screening at the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles. And Sam was there. And I was just like, hey, Sam, I'm Anna Graves. I played the voice of Duchess Satine. He goes, I am so sorry. And then he just hugged me. And I said, well, I was going to give you a hard time, but you're really cool about it. So I forgive you. I blame Dave.
And can you give me a quick plural noun?
I was going to say microphones.
And just one noun. We're running behind.
Oh, just one noun?
Just one noun. Just a noun. Any noun.
Oh, shoes. Oh, wait, shoe.
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 I knew you were going to say
been a
that. I don't know
while
why,
since
but I knew
I-
you were going to say
You're
that.
strong in the
We-
force.
I was
we're
like, yeah, I was
connected through
doing
the
a
force.
thing.
Yes.
I knew it.
And do you have a favorite episode? You could say Siege of Mandalore again if you want.
No, actually, I mean, I love that one, and I love the Mortis trilogy, but probably the season 5 finale where Ahsoka walks away from the Jedi Order. I know, it's heartbreaking, but that moment is pivotal in her storyline, and I feel like that decision that she made really sets her on a new path to
Probably
become...
saved her life too.
It did. I truly believe it saved her life. Absolutely.
That's one of my favorite parts is when Order 66 actually happens and she's right in the middle of it. And we saw all those other actors and actresses, well, characters, I should say, from they get it, they bite it. But, good old Ahsoka never lets us down.
She was not another one that bit the dust.
No, she wasn't. And James, did we get to you of your favorite episode?
Well, the Duchess is here, so I will say that. No, they really are my favorite episodes, the ones with the Duchess and the Mortis arc. But I like the ones where she doesn't perish.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was so great because we had a good chemistry with each other,
was
and
fun,
the
yes.
way we would fight with each other, it was just so like, no, I'm better than you, kind of a, and I say,
No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I
Yeah.
am. It's a musical.
and I haven't heard any
Remember we
thanks
wanted
for
to do
saving
the
your
Obi-Wan
life.
musical?
That kind
I
of.
always wanted to do a musical episode.
Wouldn't that be great, a musical of Obi-Wan and the Duchess? Broadway? Come on.
I'm surprised I haven't done that.
Me
a
too.
Clone Wars musical.
Oh,
I mean, they
trust
did the
me,
holiday special for crying out loud. That's the second time this weekend I've had to bring
I
that
don't
up.
see Dave being a fan
No,
of that. I just
no.
don't see that happening.
I brought it up like at least once a season, and he would just get so mad, like it's never gonna happen, and I'd bring it up again. But I have to tell you, one of the funniest conversations, because again, some of the best stuff happened behind the scenes, especially with all of us as a cast. But I was so naive, obviously I knew about Anakin and Padme, but I was so naive to these relationships with, the Jedi. And there's kids in the room, so I'm not going to explain how, it was really, told to me. But it's like, just that Jedi would have relations just because.
They would hug.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I thought
Hugging and kissing.
I thought
right?
like Jedi were like priests or something.
No, they're not.
But does everyone understand what I'm saying?
We
Like,
understand
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
it blew
I just
my
can't believe you
mind.
brought it up. That's
All the ladies
Well,
were
that's
shaking
why
their head
there's-
yes, and the guys were going,
There's there's kids in here, so I'm not going to elaborate any further. But I was like, whoa.
Well, listen, I know what you're saying. I think they're not supposed to have distractions.
Yes.
long-term relationships.
yes.
Well,
They have short-term
or
relationships.
short-term.
Well, just
I wasn't going to say it.
This is taking a strange turn. Give us another noun.
Okay. How about a verb
Relationships.
ending in ing? Oh, that's a good one for this conversation. A verb ending in ing. And this will be my last panel at iCCC.
Hoisting.
Hoisting.
or the biblical knowing.
Oh, Anakin.
So, Matt, you actually were able to do something a little outside of the voice acting for Star Wars.
It was, yes.
And I was wondering if you can talk about that. There's obviously the episode of The Mandalorian that had your character. Do we
Yeah.
know if he died or not?
So, but then I've heard that he maybe is not dead.
I just figured he was knocked out or something like that, but everybody's telling me how he's dead. I'm like, oh, the poor guy.
Well, okay, seriously, clear this up for me because I've been told by people, and I haven't seen all of the Mandalorian episodes, but I've.
Calm down, people. Calm down.
You guys, I have a 4-year-old kid. Like, what do you want?
He's busy.
Yeah, you got to watch that stuff when they go to bed, and then you get tired.
My
I
daughter
get
came
it.
home from the hospital on the 10th of January, 2009. The first television show she ever saw was The Clone Wars.
Was your child? Your child?
My child was born on Friday. The episode comes out on Friday, so I came home and watched it, sitting her on my lap. Like, look, I'm going to know these people someday.
Did she like it?
She threw up. No, she's just a baby. She was just sitting there on my lap. She watched the Super Bowl
Did
a week
she
later.
stayed awake through it?
No, she just come on. She was literally 48 hours old. It was the first TV show. It was the one with Jar Jar Binks, something Gungan General. Gungan General was that what it was? Bombad Jedi. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
That was a
So
great episode.
if Darth Maul can come back with spider legs, then I think your character can come back.
Well, so somebody, I've been told that they specifically said he's not dead, but I thought he was dead.
I'm not dead.
Do we have any Mandalorian experts to that?
Just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
I thought he was just like knocked out. He wasn't.
As the knife is like in my chest.
I don't know. Do we know for a fact? Does anybody in the audience know any Mandalorian fans? They must all be, right? What do you think, sir, with your hand up?
They referenced him. Yes.
Oh. He's right. They did say that.
This is another thing for that. Whatever my character's. His name was Davin. He said it, and then in the credits it says New Republic Soldier, and I'm like, the guy said his name. Like, give it to him.
So how did you? So back, I forgot to bring this part up. How did you get to that role? How did Dave reach out to you?
Yeah, it came to me, and Dave was like, hey, sorry, this is such a small little thing, and I'm like, oh man, come on.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. So doing voiceover and then getting to be in Star Wars on film is a different thing, and it's also secretive, and every single character we were getting scanned for action figures, if they decide to ever do a New Republic soldier figure. Davin. But yeah, it was all secretive. We were walking from our trailer to the stage, which was 60 feet, and we all had to wear cloaks.
Really?
Yeah, so secretive. But yeah, I mean, it was a blast.
Does that character have an action figure yet? Do we know? Does he have any merchandise?
I don't think officially, but I've had a few people bring me a dab.
I'm sure somebody here did, because these guys, if
Yeah.
you're going to go to a convention where they
Yeah.
customize and make action figures,
Yeah.
this is the one.
Much
They,
appreciated.
they love their collections
Yeah.
here. And then congratulations on that was another show you on Timeless. I thought that was great.
Yeah, timeless. Yeah.
It was, and I'm congratulations on the fact that they were able to bring it back for that closing mini series, if you want to call it. I thought that
Two
was a great idea.
seasons and 2 seasons and a movie.
No, I thought it was fun. My undergrad
Officially.
was in history, so I'm always been interested in that subject, and I thought it was a great.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, thanks. We had a
Um,
good time.
Do you have a noun?
Do I have
a noun.
Spaceship.
Spaceship.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
that's gonna be a
'cause,
good one.
you know.
I hope you can read my handwriting, because I
I
don't
hope
usually
so,
write
too.
on my
I'll just make it up.
lap like this. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. So, someone asked you guys your favorite Star Wars character other than your own, because it's always so simple. I mean, I would pick Ashley, Ahsoka if I were you. I mean, but so if you had to pick someone who was not your character, who would be your favorite Star Wars character?
For me, I'd love R2D2. I feel like he's one of the unsung heroes of Star Wars. Because if you think about it, he pretty much saved everyone. And so it would be a very different story, a very different, series without R2D2.
You know what? I just recently heard, like within the last month, someone had said somewhere in some article that the crawl in the beginning of all the Star Wars movies, who's writing that? It's R2. It's R2's opinion of what's happening. The vile gangster
No
Jabba the Hutt.
way.
So he clearly has it's not a neutral thing. It's not just, they're not just saying, Jabba the Hutt, who's a gangster. They're saying the vile gangster, the treacherous. So who's writing it? Who's there the whole time? Who has a rather, even tone way of talking like that? Maybe, because we don't know, because we never hear him speak.
You take R2 out, it's a completely different, series.
So, I know. I was driving somewhere and I was listening to some podcast. And someone said it. I had to pull over and like grab myself. I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, James, what about you? Other than one of the characters you played, you've of course done many.
Ahsoka. Ahsoka is my favorite character. I've always been clear on that. Yes, I think that she's just fantastic.
Thank you, James.
I'm not saying it because you're right here.
I do. I really like Cad Bane a lot. I think.
Oh
it's just-
yeah, he's great.
Yeah. It's just such a cool character.
Star Wars is great at that with the villains and their little taglines and his voice, Corey Burton.
No one.
It's just
So Corey's voice is treated when they do that.
So he's down a little lower and say, "Yes, Jedi," and then they pitch it up a little, and it gives it
there's a mechanical thing in there too.
Yeah, same with Plo Koon.
So when I do Plo Koon, it's right here. It's Ian McKellen. Yes. Oh, yes. Frodo. Yes, very good. And then they turn it into Kotoya Ahsoka. Yes, be mindful of the Force.
Anna, do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
I'm not going to change it just because Matt said it. Cad Bane. Because getting to be in the room while Corey's doing Cad Bane is amazing. And it's so much fun. And I had a character named Sugi that was a bounty hunter. And we did this really cool episode based on Kurosawa's film. And so that episode felt important. And it was like a standalone kind of thing. But Sugi and Cad Bane were kind of, right? Rivals. Or Hondo was in that episode. Was Cad in that episode? I did other episodes with Cad. Wasn't in that episode, was he? It was Hondo, right? That was great watching Jim Cummings work too. But no, we did episodes later on where Sugi and Cad and Embo came back. You had all the bounty hunters fighting each other.
And Embo's Dave, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak. Just
Yeah. It's pretty fun. It's awesome. Yeah. But Obi-Wan for the, if I went dark side with Cad Bane, I would say Obi-Wan for the light side. So
Of course.
he's my favorite.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to hopefully have some questions to the audience. Dave, are you out there with the microphone? Dave with the microphone.
David is right here. Hello.
Dave's not
Dave, we got
here,
a
man.
gentleman out there with a very fine beard, by the way.
I'm looking for a
With
beard.
the bright lights in my eyes,
That
that's
was
all
my
I can
noun
see.
that I chose. Microphone.
Do you have a noun? Do you have another noun?
Right this way.
Anna?
Right over here. Right over here.
While we're waiting for the question.
What can I think of? Give me a noun. Can you guys think of a noun?
Horse. Someone said horse.
Horse. I like it. You're like, that's not what I would have chosen.
I thought you said horse. Horse was funnier, but
Horse is a horse, of course, of course.
what you got, Mr. Aswater? Longwater.
Hey, this is for Ashley. I was just curious, in The Mandalorian, we get introduced to live-action Ahsoka. I was just curious as to whether or not you had anything to do with that. Like, if Rosario came to you about any tips or anything like that.
Sadly, I didn't have anything to do with it. I've never met Rosario. I hope one day we get to meet. I really look forward to it because we're all one team, you know? That's why I call it Team Tano. And I'm just one member of the team, of a giant team of people that it takes to bring this incredible character together. So hopefully one day we'll get to meet. But yeah, sadly, I wasn't a part of it. But it's very exciting that we get so much Ahsoka. So especially after all these years that her story continues. Because like Anna, back in the day, Dave would tell me all sorts of ways that he was going to kill Ahsoka. I mean, originally he told me a plan that like Ventress was going to kill Ahsoka. So there's all sorts of plans. So the fact that she's still here and living and thriving is incredible.
He's just playing mind games with us. That's crazy.
I know. Thank you.
Dave, do you have
I'm
another
coming right over here to everyone's right on the stage.
Hi, first of all, I'm really big fans, but I was wondering, there was a big gap between season 6 and season 7, honestly, like as for when you recorded. So was it like, did Dave tell you, hey, we want to make a season 7 when season 6 ended? Or was it you got a call one day and you were like, I'm on it?
I think Twitter notified me.
Yeah, I got an email, and I feel like Ashley just knows everything that's going on. And so I got an email, and I text her, I think, and I was like, do you get any like weird emails or anybody contact? Because I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah.
So I was like, is there anything weird going on? And that's kind of when we figured it out.
Yeah, and I knew what he was getting at because I had just found out, but I didn't fully believe it either because D. Bradley Baker was wine tasting in Sonoma with the cast of the Star Wars Rebels.
Yes.
And I knew that Dave Filoni was there, and I got this text from D. Bradley Baker saying, Clone Wars is back, 12 episodes, and, you know, I forget exactly what he said, but I was like, they're punking me. Like, they're totally punking me. Like, there's no way this information would be given over text.
By the way, that's so horrible that they would toy with your emotions like that.
I
And you
know.
thought that.
I know, but they do that all the time. So I literally didn't believe it until I got a call from my agent. And then I still didn't believe it because I couldn't believe that Dave Filoni wouldn't call me and tell me. So I eventually called up Dave, and literally I was very snippy. I was like, do you have something to tell me? And he was like, what? And I was like, I think you have something to tell me. And then that's when he told me.
This will sound very Hollywood. I was on the set of the Solo movie. No, we were doing ADR for the Han Solo movie, and Tom Kane and Matt Wood and I were all together. And Tom says, did you hear they're bringing us back? I'm like, what? And Matt goes, oh, yeah, I heard something about it. I'm like, what do you guys... And I thought they were joking around. And then 2 days later, my agent called and said, yeah. So it was one of those things, but it was very cool.
And when they brought back the last season, they announced it at a convention, if I'm not mistaken.
Comic-Con, right?
And we were able to pull it off. It was, I can't believe we kept it a surprise.
Because I was at a birthday party. You know my friend Glenn Nelson. He wrote the song Fate of Ahsoka.
Yes.
His favorite character is Ahsoka. And I pulled him aside. I said, you've got to see this. He's like, what? He goes, someone just sent it to me. And I played the video. And he almost had tears in his eyes. He was so excited.
Where was that? Where were we at?
It was at San Diego Comic-Con.
It was San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was in the middle of summer. It was my
My
friend's
invite
birthday.
was lost in the mail, but no.
The crowd eruption when they played that trailer was incredible. It's something I won't forget.
Yeah, I watched it like 20 minutes after it happened live in Connecticut, and we had chills down our spines. It was so great. Dave, do we have one more question in the audience?
That's all thanks to all of you, by the way. That is thanks to all of you.
It really is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be
Thank
nice if
you.
we could announce another season right now? Wouldn't that been great? They wouldn't have me out here. They'd have somebody more important. Dave?
Right over this way.
Hi, big fan of you guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to record this real quick.
Yeah.
So this question is directly for Ashley. But Matt, you were in The Mandalorian. That was awesome. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for James by saying I saw something in IMDb about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I don't know if you have anything to give us about that. But Ashley, do you have anything you plan for live action in the future for us? Any kind of cameos or anything?
So that was a question. He spoke to Matt, but it wasn't for Matt. He spoke to you, it wasn't for you. That's an Ashley question.
It has to do with live
which
action
she's going to answer, then you're
cameos.
going to answer, and then you're just
I think
gonna
it's his coy way of getting
First of all,
information.
clear yours up real quick.
I'm not in the Kenobi series, no.
Yeah.
You promise?
I promise.
Yeah.
But if he was, he wasn't. He's not gonna tell you. I mean, like we know people are watching this right now. Same for her.
Yeah, but I'm answering you honestly. I, as of now, have nothing to do with the not online. Have nothing to do with the live action series. But if y'all want to put it out there, I mean, it would be truly. I talk about throwing your dreams out into the universe. So it would be a dream come true to make a cameo or play a role or do something on the Ahsoka series. So fingers crossed. Hopefully.
Now, in that stew, was there a question for Matt, or did you just want to say?
I was just touching base about the live action.
It was a
cameo.
segue.
Yeah, no, I got it. You were, yeah, I got it.
See, he's another Ohio man, so he understands.
Yeah, we get it. I got you.
Yeah, we're on the same
Oh, that's
page.
right. You're a Buckeye. I forgot.
What?
Well, no, I'm not a Buckeye.
No.
I'm a Bulldog, actually.
And then the room
My
turned.
apologies.
One thing I'll clear up though, because we read this. We talked about this the other night. We read this a lot online, and Matt and I getting to voice Anakin and Ahsoka. It was like our first big voiceover role, right?
Yeah.
So we had the chance to be Padawans and learn voiceover with the greats like James Arnold Taylor and
D.
Anna
Bradley
Graves
Baker.
and D. Bradley Baker and Tom Kane. And literally, some of the most brilliant actors I know are voice actors. And so voice acting is acting.
Yes.
So I've read a lot where they say, oh, well, Ashley can never play Ahsoka because she's just a voice actor. And I want to just clear that up because it's the same, with James and Anna and even Matt too. It's like you do voiceover and they're like, well, have you stopped doing live action? No, it's all one. It's all acting. And so I say that to stand up for all voice actors. There's no just a voice actor. It's
Jim
we're
Cummings.
actors.
Yeah.
So thank you for asking the question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jim Cummings says we're character actors, and that's what we are. We're character actors because we get into a studio to be, different people. I could be an 11-year-old Johnny Test,
Or I could be Plo Koon, at whatever age.
and that's a character actor. It's not a voice actor. It's just a performer. So, yeah.
And some of which we're
Thank
going to
you.
see later on today because you're doing your.
That's right. 4 o'clock in this room, I'll do my stage show talking to myself. So I hope
I-
to see some of you back here.
I got to catch some of the rehearsals this morning, and the
I'm sorry.
and the E. McClellan was funny.
It's so entertaining. I just got to see it in Kansas City, and it's amazing. It's an amazing show and so entertaining.
I saw it 4 years ago in Burbank. It was amazing. It was so
it was
good.
amazing.
He's so talented.
This is about my 110th interview. I've never had the star give me some money before.
I'm not the star. These are the stars.
The
right?
star is one of the actors. I don't.
He would like it back though.
Yeah, he's probably going to ask for it back.
I'll be happy to sign something for you with that.
I bet you I could probably sell that on eBay now for far more. Was it $5? Much more than the 5.
I will say I've always thought of the Clone Wars as an ensemble cast, and I've never worked with a group more as a guest actor who's coming in to play different new characters like a star. So thank you guys for always making me feel like I belonged there.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
amazing. So thank you.
You're the Duchess.
Dave, do we have time for one more question from the audience? I see 7 hands up. Or whoa, I see like 20 hands up.
I haven't
we
been
only
up
got
into
time
the
for
front.
one.
Can we go to the Ahsoka right here?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, the Ahsoka.
Hi, Ahsoka. Stand up.
I was just wondering what your most memorable Clone Wars episode was.
Well, look at me. Well, I had kind of said it a little earlier. I love the Mortis arc, but I will twist that and say some of my more favorite moments outside of the actual episodes are just moments with these guys, moments doing what we're doing right now, and talking to you and answering your question and getting to talk to people at the table, and getting to travel together and be in different cities. That is some of the memories that I hold on to most. We can all watch the episodes, but from a behind-the-scenes personal, if you're going to ask me, that's the stuff that I really cherish. Is just doing what we're doing right now, 15 years later.
Yeah, so I'm going to tag on to that because it really is like we're just playing Star Wars. So do you play Star Wars like with your lightsaber? Do you get it and you like fight with your lightsaber with someone or? So yeah, exactly. That's all we're doing. It's literally like, we're playing Star Wars like we did when we were kids, but we get to do it for real. And it's so cool. And we don't take any of it for granted. We just feel like the luckiest actors in the entire world.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was directed to you, so I want to make sure. But just two last ones real quick. Do you have a verb?
A verb. Singing.
Do you have an adverb?
What's an adverb?
Add ly to
Where's
the.
the
I
grammar?
remember my schoolhouse
That's what I
rock.
Slowly.
My mom's a grammar
Clumsily.
teacher.
Oh, your mom? Okay.
Well, let's give.
Oh wait,
us
ask
an
my
adverb.
mom. Ask my mom. What's an adverb?
I had lunch with them today, and I asked if they
I
had any
know.
embarrassing stories about that I can ask, and they're like, no.
Oh,
None of them.
oh,
They were
good,
They all
yeah.
had your back. They
Oh,
all had your
good,
back.
good. Yeah, this is Mama Tano, and Papa Tano's right there.
Where's Papa Tano? All right. Do you have an adverb? Because we don't know what it is. Lovely.
Oh,
That's
Thank
a
you very
good one.
she looked at Matt when she said that.
So James, I'm gonna have to ask you to forgive me for the handwriting.
Oh, okay.
When I planned this all out, we talked about it this morning. The one thing I didn't think about is I don't have a desk, and I'm writing this on my lap, this little tiny thing, and I'm 6.5 feet. And anyway, here we go.
Let me put on
So
my glasses. All
so
right.
this just
Okay.
for you.
Can I get help from the Duchess? Would that be all right?
Excellent. I'd be happy
All
to
right.
help.
Can you
Yes.
can you see?
I can. You
All right.
have to. I'm
All right.
at the age as
This
well.
is Mad Libs: How to Use a Lightsaber by Obi-Wan Kenobi. As a Jedi Master, I've taught some of the most talented
arms
in the galaxy how to
wielding
with a lightsaber. Here are some tips for you. The most important thing to remember when you're wielding one of these precise
noses.
is to trust your chickens.
Chickens.
This way, you'll be able to sense your enemy's cheeses
Jesus. That was your word.
before it's too late. Do you want to take it from there?
Oh, yes, excellent. A lightsaber is not only for use in Jedi to cow combat. I can do a good cow. Somebody help me with this.
I tried.
There you go. It comes in handy if you find yourself in a clammy spot. For example, it can burn through metal microphones.
Ooh.
That does work well.
Wait a second.
A convenient trick to have up your shoe. If the Empire detains you in a holding door. Anakin.
Anakin?
Pick it up right after. Where are you? Wow.
While a lightsaber is a beautiful pig, be careful if you see someone hoisting with a red one. Wait, where'd he
he
go?
left.
He's gone.
Oh, he's backstage.
Or is
Ah,
Emperor is
that's
sly.
really eerie. Okay. With the red one, this
Spaceship. That's what I said. I was writing on my.
You didn't even write the ship.
I see spam.
It actually says SPAC.
Because I actually, you know why? Because I was writing it in the middle of questioning, and I didn't plan it.
It's
By
a
the way,
hard
I like
job
spam
hosting.
better.
I feel like we're missing out. It's like this should be acted out. Like someone
Yeah,
should be
I know,
acting
we should
this
be-
out while we read it here.
Well, Ashley, you want
Well, I got the 4 actors I
wanna
could
end
find.
it?
What else more do you want
We're
from
just
me, Matt?
voice actors.
Wait a second. We covered that, Matt.
The spaceship works for the dark side, finally the most important part of learning how to sing with a lightsaber. And why don't you take that last sentence?
Finish
there.
us off.
But
Ashley.
really make it epic.
Whenever you're in battle, fight lovely. Oh, that's good.
From Mama Tano.
May the horse be with you.
Oh, good call.
Always.
Actually great.
How perfect is
Very
that?
good, very good.
That's awesome.
I apologize for the handwriting, but I want to thank all 4 of you guys for coming down. This was great.
Thank
you,
I've been
you
looking
so
forward to this
much.
panel all day.
Yes,
And,
this was so fun.
You guys will all be here for the remainder of the weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
All here today?
Here all
and
weekend.
See us.
Come see
Okay.
us.
He's got a
please.
great show,
Come
amazing,
see James's show.
fantastic. Do you have any more money?
Oh,
It's-
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'll have
it's
more at the
literally
table.
so inspirational. So do not miss James's show, 4 p.m. right here on this stage.
And then, yes, we're all signing today, tomorrow.
All right, great.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so.
In the
Well, everybody,
Clone
let's hear it
Wars
for the
room.
stars of the Clone Wars.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it a big round of applause for your Clone Wars actors. Stick around. The exit is to your left if you would like to leave, or if you would like to stick around, we have Mike Quinn coming on stage next in about 10 minutes. See you soon.